So this is a nerd-specific, like the ocean. It's a nerd stand-up comedy show. We are +2 comedy. Basically, the way this show works is we bring up a topic and we hope you guys know about it, so you clap. And then if you clap, we tell jokes about it. If you don't clap, we tend to just move on because you don't want to hear about it. So we're going to be gauging you throughout. So also, we like to end our shows with a Q&A.
Is that a game theory?
This is a game theory show. I love game theory. It's the best show on YouTube, besides my show. But game theory is pretty good. So we like to end our show with a Q&A. Basically, if you want to ask us about us, about comedy, you can. But if you want to ask us who would win in a fight between the Hulk and One Punch Man, you can ask us that as well, and we will give you a definitive answer. So we will answer any nerd debate you have in the back of your mind. I'm not sure about that one. I brought that question up, unsure of my answer. We'll find out at the end of the show, so now you have to stay.
Next time on UPZ.
We also don't have microphones, so we're going to yell at you, so deal with that. So you guys ready for a great comedy show? Thank you for having us back, JohnCon. Marge, you want to leave so I can introduce her? I'm going to introduce her. She's going to come back.
Wow, rude.
Right?
Guys, are you ready for your first comedian? She's a fantastic stand-up comedian that I just forced to leave the stage. Please give it up for Laura Prince. Oh, she's got a tweet now. Hold on. Hey, guys. What's up? She's busy. Now give it up for Laura Prince.
Yeah.
So what's up, guys? What's up, March? All right. So I'm almost 30, which means I'm at this like really awful time in my life where all my friends are starting to get married, and like my boyfriend's getting ideas now. It's bad, and he was like, you know, I want to take our relationship to the next level. And I was like, hope it's not a water level. Can't swim. And he was like, no, I want to give you a ring. And I was touched, because, you know, ever since I was a little girl, I've dreamed of being a Green Lantern. Apparently not what he meant. So then, like, he was like, that's not what I mean, and I'm on Google looking up the nearest active volcano. It's Mount St. Helens, by the way. And I'm sitting there just, like, kind of thinking about it, and he was like, no, you're misunderstanding me. Like, don't look up volcano flights. I want to give you my heart. That's the worst Planeteer. Very good. We're going to get the, like, early 90s references. Good. Everyone's old, like me. I'm getting so old. Like, I used to be a cosplayer, and, like, I used to love doing it. I used to be, like, Power Girl and Emma Frost and all the things I could do without a wig because I'm really lazy. But now, like, I've gotten old, and now I'm like, young lady, you are not going out like that. It is 45 degrees in April. You're going to freeze. Yeah, it's very cold out. You need a jacket, young lady. But, so all my friends are getting married, and, like, I'm my best friend's maid of honor, and, like, it sucks. Because I have to go do all these things I don't want to do. Like, I have to go with her to a wedding show. And, like, a wedding show is like an anime convention, where you take everything that's joyful out of it, and it's replaced by people yelling at you to buy things that don't have Pikachu on them. So I'm sitting there, and this woman grabs my friend and goes, good luck on your wedding journey. What does that mean? And, like, my first thought is panic, because I'm her best friend. Kids, what happens to best friends on journeys? That's right, kids, they die. So I'm sitting there going, like, oh my God, just because some old guy gave her a ring, I'm going to have to do all this work and drag her ass to Mount St. Helens. Is where her bachelorette party is. Because that's when I plan the bachelorette party, it's going to be near an active volcano, just in case. So my most annoying friend getting married keeps posting wedding spoilers on her Facebook. Like every day she posts like, here are the centerpieces, here are the tablecloths. And I'm like, honey, you've got a 2-year-old. We all know what the wedding spoiler ended up being. Yeah, I'm bad with kids. I'm bad with like people. Like I have 2 roommates. Who here has roommates? Who here loves their roommates? Ooh, and the hands go down. One of my roommates has like too many sex toys. Like Library of Congress number of sex toys. But like she hides them. So it becomes like, but she has no poker face. So it becomes every time you get too close to a hiding space, she giggles at you. So like, one time I'm like sitting on an ottoman in her bedroom. And I'm like, what's up, Katie? And she's like, I was like, there's a lot of sex toys in this ottoman, aren't there? And she's like, so now like, I get like playing hot and cold throughout my own apartment. Like I went into the linen closet and I hear, and I was like, that makeup bag, not full of makeup. So I'm cooking dinner the other day. Open the freezer to get, chicken fingers out because I'm cooking.
Oh my god.
And I hear, that's the line. Like, it's 2018. It's a little late to be going after that Edward Cullen dick, guys. And then my other roommate's worse. My other roommate writes erotic fan fiction. But not like any erotic fan fiction. No. Transformers erotic fan fiction. Now, this is when most people are like, I'm out. Nope, not me. I had questions. Don't have questions is my advice for you on this one. She launches into a 5-minute diatribe. And like, I didn't catch all the finer points, but something all spark, something cable, something ports. And now I don't want to sleep in the same room as my cell phone charger. Like, I'm going to bed and I just dim the lights, put on some soft jazz. Siri, let me know when you're done. Will alarm when cigarette time. Siri, you gotta kick that habit, man. So, who here is familiar with the meme that like Disney princesses lied to you? Of like, oh, Disney princesses gave me wrong expectations. I love that all the boys in the back were like, yes. So, I don't really see that because like I'm really good with animals, except maybe Potato, who's like actively afraid of me. I'm really good with animals. I have great hair. I like to sing. Anime lied to me because anime told me that by the time I was 17, being a clumsy, awkward daydreamer, my cat would have told me that I was Princess of the Moon by now. Nope, not Princess of the Moon. So I've always wanted to be a magical girl. And you know how there's reality shows for everything now? There's like, oh, America's Next Top Model, Top Chef. I want to see, top magical girl. Could you imagine the challenges for this? Like, best transformation sequence, coolest animal sidekick. I mean, don't get your hopes up. You're not going to win. Because the clumsy girl in the back not paying attention, she's going to win. But if you try hard enough, you get to be the antagonist. So like, I love that the lesson of a lot of school-based animes is don't try. If you try too hard, you're the bad guy. And I wrote this joke and then I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Which, by the way, is the magical girl reality show.
Yes.
And it makes me so happy. Like,
So good.
the names are over the top and ridiculous. Like Trixie Mattel, like that's an anime magical girl name if I've ever heard one. And I love it. So I keep notes because I forget what order I'm going to say things in. I thought of another, who here has watched all the Marvel movies? Or at least some of the Marvel movies. Alright, a lot of you. So you know how everyone's like a different genre? Like, oh, Winter Soldier's a political thriller, and Ant-Man's a heist movie. Black Panther is an anime. I have made a strong case for Killmonger as the magical girl. The first time we see Killmonger, he's like kind of being nerdy in a museum. Like he knows everything about like all of the exhibits. And then the next time we see him, he's like discovered he's secretly royalty of like a hidden country. And I was like, that's a magical girl plot if ever I've heard one. Then he like becomes king and has like a magic suit. I was like, if you flipped this that Killmonger was the protagonist, this is just a magical girl anime. I have seen people like just realize this, like, oh my god, yes. And like, I kind of love that we've finally come to the point where like, we have now gotten to the point where there's a comic book anime movie. And I love it, and it just makes me happy. I want to share that with all of you. So, where are my gamers at? Do you guys like to play video games? So words. Who here's a PlayStation fan? Who here's an Xbox fan? Who here is a PC fan?
I like everything.
Guys, I like Nintendo. And like, I get it because like Xbox is sleek and like could blow up at any time, so it's dangerous. It's kind of like the Slytherin of the gaming world. And like, you know, PlayStation has a lot of exclusives and a lot of just bold choices, and PCs are useful and intelligent. Nintendo is Hufflepuff. Might not be the best at everything, but damn are we loyal. And everyone else is just like sitting there with their controllers, and we're just like, and just hoping for the best. Guys, I love Nintendo. I love playing video games, but like, we're getting into the spring, so we're starting to get into like the holiday releases. So E3's coming up. And I love certain parts of E3. Like I love seeing the new gameplay, and I love seeing trailers. I hate press conferences. You guys ever noticed we never see the same people year to year? It's like they take this guy who has not been on stage since his 3rd grade Christmas pageant. And it's like Fear Factor, the little bit too real edition. They're like, oh, James, 'cause it's always like a very white dude with like a very white name. They're like, here, you know, James, you are going to read this bad news in front of this judgy audience that has been in line for 7 hours. We still don't have a release date for Kingdom Hearts 3, and the NES Classic's never coming back. And then, like, he dies, and we never see him. You're gonna think about that when you're watching E3 this year, that, like, you won't recognize the generic white guy. Like, I think they cloned them in a lab. Like, they always look exactly the same. I was considering becoming a Twitch streamer, and I, like, watched my own first Let's Play, and I was like, oh, I am very annoying. In other words, perfect. Like, I'm female, so there's that real fine line between Twitch streamer and cam girl. Like, it's all kind of the same, like, everything depends on your equipment and your charisma and, unfortunately, your looks. And they're also both careers you can't explain to your grandma. Like, my grandma, like, I called her and I was like, thanks, Grandma, for the birthday check. I'm gonna buy a ring light with it. Oh, no, I go on the internet and I play video games. No, Grandma, my clothes stay on. Grandma, how do you know what that is? All right, I'm gonna delete Omegle now forever. She's not good at it. She doesn't know to not do it for free. I've been playing a lot of choice-based games. Like, who here's played Life is Strange? Or anything like it. Who here's played, like, Telltale Walking Dead? It's carried over into my personal life a little bit, though. Like, now when I fight with my boyfriend, I give him 2 impossible choices. And I do not let him walk it back. Am I too fat, or is this dress too small? The second one? Laura will remember this. Guess you could say I have a telltale heart. Yes! I'm not afraid. A lot of the games coming out right now are like my personal nightmare. Like, who here's played Undertale? Who here's played Doki Doki Literature Club?
What?
All right. So, in these types of games where like the game can kind of low-key turn on you, that was what I used to be afraid of when I was a little kid, of like the game becoming self-aware and turning on you. Like, I used to be afraid that one day my Game Boy would shut off and accuse me of being like complicit in Pokemon slavery. Of like, you are keeping them in these balls, shame on you! And like, I'm afraid that like Mario is gonna come out of my Wii U now and like cry about how Peach has left him for the 36th time and be like, it's a me, show me how to use a Tinder. And then like I'm gonna have to build Mario's like Tinder profile. This is like what I have nightmares about, you guys. My other nightmare is hacked games. Have any of you ever played a hacked game? Do any of you know what I'm talking about? Okay, good, some of you. When you go to a gaming convention, sometimes you can buy a hacked game, and it's something that like doesn't necessarily exist, or doesn't necessarily able to exist in the previous form, but like it's a reskin with My Little Pony on Sega Genesis, for example. And like, I don't know how you can ever have seen a creepypasta and think this is a good idea. Because like, all I can think about is the worst case scenario. Like, I'm just thinking about it like, oh, you know, is this the hill I'm willing to die on? Like, oh, I can have Pikachu. Pikachu used surf. Pikachu drowned. like, oh man, instead of the princess in the castle, it's Twilight Sparkle. You could have saved her. And then like, the one I was gonna buy was Pokemon Pink. And like, how far am I willing to go to have Jigglypuff as a starter? Like, what if Jigglypuff used Sing and it goes, look at this photograph? Like, it's the worst case scenario, guys. I catastrophize everything. So, you know that person that you run into and like you kind of hope you'll never run into them again? I ran into that person at like a sex party I accidentally attended. I thought it was a housewarming. So I go and like my date immediately leaves the room to go play video games. Like he found the Super NES Classic and he's like, oh yeah, yeah. And then like they have a cat, so I go play with the cat. And then like slowly you notice people starting to disappear. Like it's Clue. Where's Steve? And Jen? And Cassie? And Muffin? And like, it's kind of like Clue, and then I realized like, it was Steve in the guest bedroom with Cassie and Jen and Muffin. And so like my date and I were like, this was not what we signed up for, and we leave. Is that rude? Like, is it like going to a potluck and only eating the dish I brought? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm allergic to Steve and Jen and Cassie. Muffin. So I'm bad at being an adult. Like, I was one of the inside kids at recess, so like all the things the cool kids talked about at recess, like I didn't understand. So when it came time for me to be an adult and engage in adult activities, I had to learn from what I knew, which was video games. So I learned a lot about like oral sex per se from Kirby. So I know two approaches. You can swallow and absorb power, or you can spit it in his face and destroy him. My name's Laura Prince, guys.